Where have all the National Guard gone?
Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
Folks, today is a day to rejoice because Donald Trump hasn't lost so much since 2020. He and his team are suffering crushingly humiliating defeats all across DC right now, from veterans peacefully running the National Guard out of Union Station, only for them to get mocked and relegated to trash pickup and landscaping duty. But having to set the National Guard to do what I assume Trump would call immigrant jobs is barely scratching the surface of how badly things are blowing up in Trump's face and his administration's ass.
Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
Because the crushing defeat we need to start with today is Trump's U.S. Attorney for D.C., former Fox propaganda host Jeanine, Pirro, hitting rock bottom, which is saying something for a Fox host, and getting roasted harder than an oven-roasted Subway ham sandwich. We'll just cover this briefly before we get into the National Guard getting humiliated, because Chip Franklin actually made a fantastic deep dive video on the subject. So drop a like and subscribe to support and join the growing and winning Really American Resistance, and be sure to stick around to the end for another wonderful installment of Trump getting roasted on the White House's official TikTok page. Now, in order to do this Judge Jeanine's story justice, pun very much intended, we need to backtrack to this video that she posted last week.
The message to the criminals was, if you spit, we hit. Well, we didn't quite do that the other night when an individual went up to one of the federal law enforcement officers and started jumping up and down, screaming at him, berating him, yelling at him. And then he took a Subway sandwich about this big and took it and threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. And we're going to back the police to the hilt. So there. Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
Now, setting aside the irony here that the best mascot for this administration would actually be Jared Fogle of Subway infamy, the Subway sandwich in question here actually got shoved up Jeanine Pirro's ass by a federal grand jury. I'm going to play you the video of the incident that happened while I read the article here. The grand jury system is so tilted in favor of prosecutors that they could, as the saying goes, indict a ham sandwich. But U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro's office was unable to secure felony charges against a man who tossed a submarine sandwich at a federal agent. The New York Times reported that Pirro's office was unable to persuade a federal grand jury to indict Sean Dunn on felony assault charges for throwing a submarine sandwich at a Customs and Border Protection officer in an incident caught on a viral video, and social media users reacted to the failure. Like I said, you can check out that full video that Chip did, but I don't think he included all of these roasts, so I'm just going to run through them before we get to the National Guard. The prosecutor who failed to get a grand jury to indict the sandwich guy has to be experiencing rock bottom right now. Judge Soulwatcher said the prosecutor could get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. I guess not. Judge Box of Wine. The ham sandwich indictment joke really having a moment right now. Working on a Hollywood reboot working title Hoagie's Heroes. Sandwich guy for the win. Incredible story, and like I said, check out Chip's video for the full deep dive. But we do have to talk about what is happening with the National Guard in DC. We'll start with them getting humiliated, and they're actually good sports about this. But then I want to show you the incredible heroes, the veterans, who have kicked the National Guard out of DC's Union Station peacefully. It's incredible. First, though, here is a comedian who was talking to the National Guard outside of Union Station.
Why does everybody in the National Guard have that porn mustache from the 70s? You guys look like Bottom Gun. Anyways, it's good to be here in Iraq. No, I'm just kidding. This is like Comic-Con out here. I love the National Guard, or as I like to call them, the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have a little bit of a better record at the moment. The U.S. military, they went about 0-20 years in the Middle East recently. Now, we just created a bunch of power vacuums over there, which is not a Dyson product, unfortunately. I think the National Guard and the Coast Guard should just play a volleyball game and then kiss. Let's get it over with. Okay, we're having a good time.
Absolutely incredible work. So now here is the video from the veterans that hosted a sit-in at Union Station, and then we'll see what the National Guard has been deployed to do since.
Gone. We started our veteran sit-in yesterday, but prior to our veteran sit-in, every single day since the military takeover of DC, there have been Humvees and MRAPs parked right here at Union Station with multiple National Guard patrols on foot patrol around the station. But yesterday we showed up, our veteran sit-in started, we had our megaphones, and we educated, informed, and encouraged the National Guard, because our protest is with the military presence in D.C., not with the National Guard troops, okay? So we educated them, hey, this is not what you should be doing. This is not what your oath tells you to do. We informed them of the phone number they can call to seek guidance, encourage them to do that. And then today we show up for day 2 of our sit-in, and they're gone. They've taken their Humvees. We've seen no foot patrols. Earlier in the day, we've seen 3 National Guard here. They came, they left. We haven't seen any more today. So just know that our veterans sit here in Union Station is going to continue to grow. We're going to put veterans all around the city, and we're going to educate, inform, and encourage the National Guard to leave D.C. until all the Humvees are gone, and not just from Union Station.
From there, you actually have the Washington Post report. National Guard troops have a new task: landscaping and picking up trash. You can see more than 2,200 National Guard troops have been deployed to DC, mobilized to support the federal law enforcement police. But in recent days, those orders have expanded to encompass, quote, beautification tasks such as trash removal and groundskeeping. Service members may work on removing graffiti too. Wow. Quote, I think it's nice as a DC resident, but there are different things we could be doing, from an unnamed National Guard member. Members of DC's National Guard were seen scooping, spreading, and smoothing mounds of mulch around the city's treasured tidal basin area. So as if this administration wasn't enough of a joke, it seems that these National Guard troops went through all of their basic training and learning how to fight natural disasters just so they could spread mulch and pick up trash like they're illegal immigrant workers on a Trump property. Remind me again, MAGA, how this is a good use of taxpayer money? I'll wait. You can try in the comments if you want. But alas, that brings us to our final segment. Speaking of being a fucking joke, here is the most recent of the White House TikTok video. And this one is actually DC related, so let's play it here. I hope I can play it. I don't know if the music is copyrighted. I'll find out in editing. But essentially, it's a store owner talking about the crime in DC.
Step in.
Now, setting aside a couple things here. First of all, Tamika being the token black person that the White House decided to use. Which, nice job. Nothing says black jobs like exploiting a poor black woman's pain for propaganda. One would hope that maybe she got compensated or paid for this, but highly doubt that. The second thing to set aside here, even though it shouldn't be set aside at all, is that addressing the underlying issues that maybe made these teens go and commit crimes in the first place would probably be a better solution than cracking down and forcing your unwilling Gestapo on them via our taxpayer dollars. But fuck me, right? What do I know about national security? Honestly, probably more than Trump. And the comments seem to agree. Aaron Parnas, again, with the top comment here. Where are the files? Then you have this beautiful, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's a very artistic representation of Trump. And I something is just, it smells like it's accurate. You have a couple of the bangers from before. Trump as the CEO with Jeffrey Epstein there. Jeffrey Epstein again. My president, Kamala Harris. This one's my favorite. Trump as Gollum, hiding the list as if it's his precious from the MAGA people in the background. Absolutely. Just what a historically accurate representation. As is this one. MAGA bootlick. Licking. The only thing here is, I don't know who they're licking because those don't look like cankles to me. It looks like those shoes fit a little too well. To be Trump's, which actually, bringing that up, he's hiding the Epstein files in his hair. Okay, that's really good. But there's another one. Oh, here it is. Boom. With Trump's cankles. Yeah, this is what that picture should actually. Oh, and this is an absolute banger. That's Obama Hope poster with Trump's hand with a giant bruise on it. But yeah, that's where we are as a nation right now. Our pedo president is the laughingstock of the internet and yet still controls the power in this nation and has overwhelming support from his cult members to screw their lives, do whatever the hell he wants, and appoint Fox News hosts to positions of power for them to completely fuck up their entire jobs via incompetence. Because even if they were good at something before, becoming a part of Fox News, I use the term news lightly, just inherently makes you a dumb, talentless, stupid piece of shit, to use a scientific. So yeah, if you'd like to do your nation a service, do good for your country, then by all means, drop a like on this video and subscribe here so we can get this message out so that the actual veterans and people who care about this country can remind the National Guard of what their actual oath is and the resources that they have to fight back against unlawful orders like the ones that they are given. I'll drop all that information courtesy of this video in the description down below if you'd like to share it, the phone number, the website. And yeah, let's get a bunch of likes on this video so we can get our fucking National Guard troops out of doing landscaping and trash duty and back to, I don't know, maybe helping out with hurricanes, maybe saving lives, you know, something a little less degrading than being forced to suck Trump's tiny penis. Anyway, for Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in